Give and the commands are
Okay.
ready, fire!
That's the Canon firing demonstration.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Okay, they say this is the highlight of the island. We are going to finally, on our last day here, explore Fort Mackinac? The Mackinac Fort? Fort Mackinac. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. I think at 10 o'clock there's a rifle.
Actually, Fort Mackinac.
I'll write that down here so you know. I think at 10 o'clock they have a rifle shooting thing. So hopefully we can catch that because it's 10 o'clock. It's a pretty steep way up.
My name's Maverick. I'll be doing the rifle firing demonstration for you. So currently I'm wearing the dress uniform of the United States Army in the 1880s. I'm representing a soldier from the 23rd Infantry Regiment. The companies from this regiment that were stationed here were Companies E and Company K. They were stationed here from 1884 all the way to 1890. At this point in time, the fort served as the headquarters of the 2nd National Park. Excuse me. In theory, the soldiers were essentially the caretakers of this national park. Take a very modern-looking brass cartridge, which is filled with 70 grains of black powder. Now stick that in the breech, close the breech block, hammer back one more time, and you'd be ready to fire. So that's the rifle firing demonstration. If you're interested, this rifle is over 140 years old.
Education. In fact, a couple nights a week, soldiers could go and learn in classes, reading, writing, basic U.S. history, math, things like that. So again, soldiers are getting an education here. Because we'll take this park off your hands. So the state park is created, the Mackinac Island State Park, what you're in today, from that national park. And instead of 50% of the island, it extends to 80% of the island. So not only that, Fort Mackinac becomes a museum. So throughout its history, Fort Mackinac has been a museum longer than it was an active military post, which is kind of funny in my opinion. But then again, Fort Mackinac's purpose has changed a lot. So we went from a fur trading post, the front lines, to a reserve post, to the headquarters of a national park, and now a museum.
Here called a vent, while Gray has the auger or gunner's worm. He'll put it in the barrel of the cannon, spiraling it around in there, cleaning out any leftover debris from our last fire.
Are they going to shoot that? Ow. Yes. I don't know what else I was thinking.
So we're clear now, so next he'll move on to the sponge, just a wooden stick with sheep's wool wrapped around the end. He'll dip it in the bucket of water here. He'll put it in the cannon. This will extinguish any fiery embers within the barrel. And then when he also puts it in, it'll also create a vacuum, so that way when he pulls it out, it'll make a thunk sound. And that's the vacuum collapsing. Next, he'll grab a 5-ounce charge wrapped in historically inaccurate tin foil. So back then they would have used muslin cloth. It's just a cloth wrapped in black powder, with black powder wrapped inside of it. But today we use a much safer substance. It's very flammable. But we'll be using tin foil. So you use the other side called a rammer. He'll ram that all the way down here, give it a few light taps to make sure it's secure, and then it's safe for us to move the piece to the edge of the platform. Ready? A brass spike called a gimlet. He'll place it in the touch hole, poking a hole in the tin foil, and also exposing the black powder, so that way we're ready for our ignition device.
Take a video, Mom.
Safe to be sitting here?
Now that he's attached to the
torn.
lanyard, there's only 2 commands left to give, and the commands are,
Okay.
ready, fire! That's the cannon firing demonstration.
Okay, we're gonna do our three tips for coming here. Tip 1.